Hola.
Welcome to our Spanish lesson. Today, we'll be learning about the accusative direct object pronouns in Spanish. This might sound a bit complicated, but don't worry, we'll make it easy and fun for you to understand. By the end of this video, you'll be able to use
Me, te, lo, la, nos, os, los, las.
correctly in your sentences. In Spanish, direct objects are the nouns or pronouns that receive the action of the verb. For example, in the sentence,
Yo veo el libro.
I see the book,
El libro.
is the direct object because it's what I see. To avoid repeating the noun or phrase, we can use a pronoun to replace it. These pronouns are called direct object pronouns, and they come in different forms depending on the gender and number of the noun they replace. In this tutorial, we'll focus on the accusative direct object pronouns, which replace masculine and feminine singular and plural nouns. The forms are
Me,
for me or myself,
te,
for you or yourself,
lo,
him or it, masculine singular,
la,
her or it, feminine singular,
nos,
us or ourselves,
os,
for you or yourselves, informal plural,
los,
them or it, masculine plural,
las.
for them or it, feminine plural. Let's see how they work in some examples. First example
Yo lo veo.
is a sentence in Spanish that consists of 3 words,
Yo,
which means I or me,
lo,
which means it or him in this context, and
veo.
which means see or watch. When you put them together,
Yo lo veo.
means I see it or I watch it. The
Lo,
is a word that replaces a noun or object, so you don't have to repeat the same word again. It's like a shortcut or a code that saves you time and effort. For example, if you see a ball in the park, instead of saying I see the ball, you can say I see it by using the word.
lo,
Similarly, if you watch a movie with your family, instead of saying I watch the movie with my family, you can say I watch it with my family by using the word.
lo,
The word
lo,
can change depending on the gender and number of the noun it replaces. For example, if you see a cat, you would say,
yo lo veo.
I see it. But if you see a female cat, you would say,
Yo la veo.
I see her. If you see 2 cats, you would say,
Yo los veo.
I see them. And if you see 2 female cats, you would say,
Yo las veo.
so,
Yo lo veo.
is a useful and common phrase in Spanish that allows you to express what you see or watch without repeating the same words all the time. It's like having a secret code to communicate more efficiently. Next example is
Ella me conoce.
a sentence in Spanish that consists of 3 words,
Ella,
which means she,
me,
which means me or myself, and
conoce.
which means knows. When you put them together,
Ella me conoce.
means she knows me or she is familiar with me. The
Me,
is a word that refers to the person speaking, so it's like saying she knows me, that is to say, she knows who I am. For example, if you meet someone for the first time and they say,
hola, yo soy Juan.
and then another person says,
Ella me conoce.
it means that she knows who Juan is or has met him before. The word
Conoce.
is a verb that shows an action or a state of being. In this case, it shows that she has knowledge or recognition of the person speaking. The verb
Conoce.
can change depending on who is doing the action and when it happens. So,
Ella me conoce.
is a phrase that tells us that someone knows the person speaking. It's like saying she knows who I am or she has met me before. It's a way to express familiarity or recognition in Spanish. Okay, next example is
Nosotros las compramos.
a sentence in Spanish that consists of 4 words,
Nosotros,
which means we,
las,
which means them or those in this context and refers to feminine objects,
compramos.
which means bought. When you put them together,
Nosotros las compramos.
means we bought them or we bought those. The word
las,
replaces a feminine object that has already been mentioned or is clear from the context. For example, if you and your friends are at the store and you're buying some toys, you might say,
nosotros las compramos.
to mean we bought those toys that we were looking at before. The word
Compramos.
is a verb that shows an action or a state of being. In this case, it shows that we did the action of buying. The verb
Compramos.
can change depending on who is doing the action and when it happens. So,
Nosotros las compramos.
is a phrase that tells us that we bought something feminine that has already been mentioned or is clear from the context. It's a way to say that we did the action of buying and that the object bought is feminine. Remember that the direct object pronoun usually comes before the verb, and the noun it replaces is omitted. However, if you want to emphasize or clarify the noun, you can include it as well. Now that we've learned the basics of the Spanish accusative direct object pronouns, let's see some examples of how they work in real sentences, and practice some exercises to reinforce the learning.
¿Tienes la llave? Sí, la tengo aquí.
In this example,
La,
is the direct object pronoun that replaces the feminine singular noun.
llave,
He. The speaker answers the question by using the pronoun
la,
before the verb,
tengo.
which means I have.
¿Tienes la llave?
Do you have the key?
Sí, la tengo aquí.
Yes, I have it here. Let's look at another example in real sentences.
¿Viste los chicos ayer? Sí, los vi en el parque.
In this example,
Los,
is the direct object pronoun that replaces the masculine plural noun.
chicos,
Boys. The speaker answers the question by using the pronoun
los,
before the verb,
vi.
which means I saw.
¿Viste los chicos ayer?
Did you see the boys yesterday?
Sí, los vi en el parque.
Yes, I saw them in the park. Next example is,
Juan me llama todos los días.
Juan calls me every day.
Me,
Refers to the direct object I. Next example,
¿te gusta el chocolate?
do you like chocolate?
Te,
Means you.
gusta.
Means like. Next one is,
¿Os gusta la música?
do you all like music?
Os,
Means you all. Now that we've covered the basics of the Spanish accusative direct object pronouns, let's take a look at some common mistakes that learners make and some tips to avoid them. One common mistake is to forget to include the pronoun or to use the wrong one. Remember that the pronoun must match the gender and number of the noun it replaces. For example,
¿tienes la camisa?
do you have the shirt? Can be answered with,
Sí, la tengo.
yes, I have it, using the feminine singular pronoun.
La,
4.
camisa.
Another common mistake is to place the pronoun in the wrong position within the sentence. In Spanish, the pronoun usually comes before the verb, unless the sentence is negative or there's an infinitive or gerund, in which case it comes after. A third common mistake is to overuse or underuse the pronouns. While it's important to include them when they're necessary, using them too frequently can make your speech sound unnatural or repetitive. These are just some of the common mistakes and tips to avoid them when using the Spanish accusative direct object pronouns. Last, we are going to sing a rap using all 8 direct object pronouns in Spanish.
Yo soy tacos y español.
And I am here to say, let's learn Spanish in a funky way. With direct objects, we'll rap and sing. And have some fun with each new thing.
Me gusta la pizza con mucho queso. Me gusta la pizza con mucho queso. Me gusta la pizza con mucho queso.
I like pizza with lots of cheese.
Te escribí una carta de amor. Te escribí una carta de amor. Te escribí una carta de amor.
I wrote you a love letter.
Lo necesito para mañana. Lo necesito para mañana. Lo necesito para mañana.
I need it for tomorrow.
La vi en el parque con su perro. La vi en el parque con su perro. La vi en el parque con su perro.
I saw her in the park with her dog.
Nos vamos de fiesta toda la noche. Nos vamos de fiesta toda la noche. Nos vamos de fiesta toda la noche.
We're going partying all night.
Os invito a mi casa a ver una película. Os invito a mi casa a ver una película. Os invito a mi casa a ver una película.
I invite you to my house to watch a movie.
Los tengo en la palma de mi mano. Los tengo en la palma de mi mano. Los tengo en la palma de mi mano.
I have them in the palm of my hand.
Las compré en la tienda de ropa. Las compré en la tienda de ropa. Las compré en la tienda de ropa.
I bought them at the clothing store. That's all for now. We had some fun. With direct objects, we learned a ton. Keep practicing and don't be shy.
Hasta la vista. Adiós.
So, keep practicing and using the Spanish accusative direct object pronouns, and you'll see how they can improve your language skills and confidence. Thank you for watching this tutorial on the Spanish accusative direct object pronouns. If you found it helpful, please leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts or questions. Don't forget to click like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel for more language learning content. See you in the next video.
Hasta la próxima.